Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby and have ourselves a drink.
All right, and Michaela is singing again, so we are back in the lobby bar for the week of June the 17th, 2024. Brian and Michaela here with you. And Michaela, this weekend was Father's Day, so wanted to extend a very happy Father's Day to all of the Drink the Movies dads out there, dads of all shapes and sizes. Hope you had a nice day. Hopefully you did something fun, got outside, did some relaxing, got a little bit of celebrating in, and had a good weekend. Maybe had a good cocktail. Michaela, what did you get up to? Were there any good cocktails for the weekend that you got into?
Did get into a few. So me and my Empress gin, I was very much feeling like an empress. And I went to a bar and I found this kind of a riff on like a French 75, but it was with
Okay.
Empress gin. So if you don't know what a French 75 is, it's pretty simple. It's gin, it is lemon. It is, I think there's some simple syrup in there. Hold on. Let me look at yeah, it's lemon juice, simple syrup, and gin. I did it, but this was an elderflowery take on it. I mean, so it was right up my alley. So it was Empress gin. It was an ounce and a half of that. They made their own elderflower simple syrup. Don't know how they did
Hmm.
that because I've been wanting to do that my entire life. But
Okay.
they made it. And so it was house made. It was like half an ounce of that, half an ounce of lemon juice. And then you put that in a beautiful glass and top it off with some bubbly. They did not have champagne, so it wasn't really French. It was Prosecco. It was like an Italian elderflower 75 kind of
As an
thing.
as an Italian 74, I think is what it
And
was. Yeah.
yeah, it was good. It was good though. It was really pretty. Empress gin is such a pretty gin, because it's that indigo color. And it was the indigo one that we did. We did not do the elderflower one, probably because they
Mm-hmm,
didn't know
hmm.
it existed, or else they would have, and it would have been really pink. But it was beautiful. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, the elderflower one is a little bit newer. There you can get that. But yeah, the French 75 is a really good cocktail. It's good for Father's Day. It's nice because it's a perfect like brunch cocktail. It's the perfect like evening cocktail. So French 75 can play all day long for sure, for sure. I thought we should do here for the lobby bar in light of it being Father's Day. My own father, one of his favorite jams when it comes to having a drink is something pretty quick and simple. It is the good old rum and Coke. Who doesn't love that? A little bit of rum, a little bit of Coke over some ice. You're good to go. It's perfect for the summer because it's light and refreshing. Ice cold Coca-Cola. Crack open a
Yeah.
Coke. Have a Coke and a smile. It's good for the winter, right? Because it's kind of rich and spicy from that spiced rum. But what I thought we would do is jazz it up, and I use the term jazz it up very lightly here because we're going to be making a Cuba Libre today, which is just a fancy name for a rum and Coke, but it is a little bit lighter. It's a little bit more delicate here, and your kind of ingredients, I guess, matter here to make a Cuba Libre as opposed to just a, run-of-the-mill rum and Coke. So let's do this, Michaela. Coming from Havana way, we're going to do 2 ounces of rum, and you want to specifically use a light or a silver rum for this because you want this drink to be very light, very crisp tasting. So 2 ounces of that over some ice in like a highball glass or like a rocks glass. Top that up with Coke, and you're also going to add in a squeeze of lime, like a quarter wedge of lime. Go ahead and squeeze that and just throw that lime down in there. Sip and enjoy. Normally, when you get like a rum and Coke, if you go out somewhere, you go to like a dive bar and you get a rum and Coke, it's going to be Captain Morgan spiced rum and Coca-Cola, right? So this is going to be quite a bit lighter because it's not going to have, those spice notes from the spiced rum, the coconut, the allspice, all that stuff that's in there in that spiced rum. It's going to be really clean tasting, go really nice with that Coke, be really light, very effervescent, really delicious, especially in our part of the world and basically every parts of the world now as it's like screaming hot everywhere. Try one of these.
Yeah, for sure. My dad was a huge fan of Wild Turkey 101 or Wild Turkey Rare Breed if he was like drinking it neat.
Hmm.
And he loved to cut it with Coke. And it was like dad's version of rum and Coke because it was not
Okay.
rum at all. But
Is turkey and Coke.
this Cuba Libre is a little bit different, like you said. I like this version better. For me, a rum and Coke can be super sweet. especially if you're going to use like the dark syrupy rum.
Sure. Yeah.
My dad liked like the Lamb's Navy or the Black Seal, like 151
Oh, yeah.
proof
The
stuff.
Gosling,
Don't do
the
that.
Gosling's Black Seal. Yeah, the black strap rums. They're Kraken. I think there's like Captain Morgan Black. And that is my rum of choice if I'm going to be making like a dark and stormy. Which is
Oh,
which
yeah.
is the rum and the ginger beer, as opposed to that. But yeah, I like the light rum addition here.
Yeah, for sure. And cutting it with the lime, much more like a breezy day in what Texas where my dad lives, or Mexico, or Havana, like you said. Like this is much more of something that you would want to have on a beach on a hot day. And I don't know about you, but the weather here has been nuts. It like got to almost 100 yesterday. So this was a welcome addition to my liquor cabinet.
That's right. You can have one of these while you're reading about, what are they calling it? It's like the heat dome, which sounds very scary. I don't like to be underneath of that.
Right up there
sure.
with Thunderdome. Tina Turner's
Thunder...
going to come back from the dead and be like, "We don't need another heat wave."
That's right. That is a good segue into Mad Max. We've been talking about Mad Max an awful lot here on the podcast lately. We just had Furiosa, the Mad Max saga, on the episode last week. We talked about the original Mad Max over on our Patreon, patreon.com/drink the movies, and you want to go and check that out because we're going to be doing our hangouts this week. That's going to be really fun. Michaela, we do our hangouts every month. We do a cocktail hangout for a cocktail connoisseur club. We do a movie hangout for our red carpet club there on Patreon. So want to go check that out, head over to Patreon. It's a good way to support the podcast and come hang out with us and have a cocktail once a month there when we do that hangout. What else are people doing, Michaela? Everyone is doing it. It is going to see Inside Out 2, $155 million for its opening weekend, which is by far the best opening weekend in quite a while. I don't know what that means, really. I guess everyone's taking their kids to see the movie because, here in a couple weeks when all of those kids want to go see Deadpool and Wolverine and they're not allowed to go, they can, be like, well, we did take you to see Inside Out 2, so, one movie
Right.
a month. But
Right.
what are you hearing about Inside Out 2? Are you hearing that you're gonna cry your little eyeballs out through it? Are you hearing that we have to go watch it because it's definitely going to win the Oscar? Or what do you think?
All of the above. I'm hearing
Okay.
all of the above. So I have some really good friends who are, kind of design folks. They are friends with a lot of Disney animators, and
Okay.
they love going to see animated films for like the art at just as much as they go for the story. And they said it was absolutely brilliant. Now, I had plans to see that this week. So I have not yet seen it, but I'm bringing like a box of tissue in a purse with me because there is no way that I'm not going to boohoo my little eyes out. My own son was like, "No, Mom, I don't want to go to this unless we're home." And that way, if I cry, like I being my son, this is him saying it. He's like, that way, if I cry, no one will know in the theater because this just doesn't look like it's going to be anything other than emotional. I mean, when you're a teenager, which is what the main character is growing into, right? At this film, like everything is the end of the world. Everything is life affecting. Everything is so important. And then, you ask all the questions. What happens to all the emotions? Do they all get along? Like,
do they all
does
get
any
along?
of them leave?
Do any of them leave? What you should do, Michaela, is you should, as a courtesy to the rest of the people in the theater, go ahead and like book all of the seats within like an 8-seat radius of yourself there. I think that might be good. That might be good. Or, at least like give people a heads up that you're probably going to need, some assistance.
I'm going to become a bawling mess.
Making it
Just
through.
move along about your business.
Absolutely. Speaking of things that are emotional, Michaela, we've got a couple of things here coming out on your TV streaming this week that could be a little bit emotional, especially for those of us who grew up in the 80s and remember a lot of these films and TV shows and these characters, these actors and actresses. We've got on Netflix coming, we've got Remembering Gene Wilder, a documentary, and on Hulu we have a documentary called Brats, which is circled around talking about the kind of the impact of the Brat Pack and what that did to us culturally, but also what it did to those young men and women there in the 80s. So I think both of those sound pretty interesting. I know I'm a big documentary person. There's been a lot of really good kind of pop culture documentaries here out the past couple of weeks, so a couple more to add to the list.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this Gene Wilder documentary. I can't tell you how much I love him. Some of my favorite movies are completely unknown films to most people, but Gene Wilder was in this amazing film called Funny in Love. That was what was his name? Spock. What was the Spock's kid? The original Spock. What was his name? Leonard Nimoy. Yes.
Leonard Nimoy. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was Leonard Nimoy's directorial debut was this movie called Funny About Love. And it's him, and it's hilarious and it's wonderful. And then I was like, oh my gosh, that is also the Candyman. That is amazing. So I'm really excited to see that. And Bratz, I don't know, that's just going to be a bunch of nostalgia, but I hear there's a kerfuffle. There's some kerfuffle in there because Andrew McCarthy didn't ask for Molly Ringwald to come into that, and I don't quite know why. So I need to do my research on all the drama around that, because I'm sure there was something that happened.
Check that one out. Yeah, for sure. So we have both of those coming out to streaming. As we mentioned, we've got Inside Out 2s in the theaters now. But if you're looking for something new to go see, Michaela, we could go out and see The Exorcism, which is movie about exorcisms. Presumably it stars Russell Crowe, and do not confuse this with The Pope's Exorcist, which was also about exorcisms, that starred Russell Crowe, that just came out last year. This looks like it's probably not going to be great, but if you need some good exorcism movies, maybe this one is for you. I don't know if Russell Crowe is going to have an Italian accent in this one. I can't confirm that, but you've got that
this
coming.
Also has it does this. Are we sure this is not the same film?
It's not the same film. It's not the same character. I think maybe they had like the costume on set and they're like, hey, we'll give you another couple grand. You just stay on board. We'll film this one real quick. We'll get that out too. So go see The Exorcism. Maybe it'll be fun. I don't know. Let us know if you're going to see that. But we are going to have to go, Michaela, because this sounds Oscar stuff right here. We've got The Bikeriders coming out. It's directed by Jeff Nichols, starring Jodie Comer, Austin Butler, Tom Hardy, about the Midwestern biker gang, the Vandals. It looks pretty awesome. Looking forward to this one for sure. What do you think? Do we need to go see this?
Yes, we do. We do need to go see this. First of all, it's Austin Butler. He's not playing Elvis. This guy can actually act. He's pretty amazing at not being things other than Elvis. And Tom Hardy. I mean, look, a lot of people don't love Tom Hardy. A lot of people love Tom Hardy. I think he's a brilliant actor. He really embodies a lot of the characters that he's in. And sometimes there are people you don't like. So I think he gets a bad he has this bad A-ness about him for all of his characters. I think this is going to fit right into that kind of montage diatribe about who Tom Hardy is, which is funny for actors to be Hardy? Like, Right. He's an actor, and this is what he does for a living. But I'm really excited about this because I feel like we haven't had like a motorcycle movie. We've had like Sons of Anarchy, and we had the Mayans, right? But this is a motorcycle movie that is giving the feeling of like Easy Rider on steroids. Yeah. I don't know. That's big shoes to fill, because Easy Rider was amazing, but
Easy Rider was good.
And so I don't know. This will be good. This will be interesting to watch.
I mean, it's got all of those acclaims. It also has Norman Reedus for all you Daryl Dixon fans out there. Michael Shannon is in this as well. What's not to love? So Bikeriders coming out this week. So let us know if you're going out to see any of these new films. Let us know what you thought about Inside Out 2, and let us know if you made up something special for Father's Day this weekend, or try yourself a Cuba Libre here as the temperatures keep going up and up and up. So with that, Michaela, I think we better head out because the movie's about to start, and we'll talk to everyone next week in the lobby bar.